Hello, today I'm at the office at Globex Mining Enterprises in Toronto, and I have the opportunity to speak with the CEO, Jack Stoch. Jack, how are you?
I am perfect as always. Never changes.
That's good. So you are the CEO and founder of Globex?
Yes, I am.
So you run the company since 40 years?
Just about 40 years, yep.
Okay, so the company, for those of you who don't know the company so far, it's a company that is very special. Maybe you want to explain a little bit about it?
Sure. Globex is a bit of a different company. We do anything and everything in the mineral space. So we consider ourselves a property bank. What we do is we acquire assets, we upgrade the assets, and then we seek other companies to come in, pay us to try to earn an interest in our project. They do the exploration, the large dollars, pay us cash, pay us shares, and if they find a mine, we end up with what's called a gross metal royalty, which is a percentage of the production with no deductions. And we've built the model upon any type of material. We've got a lot of gold projects, we have a lot of base metal projects, we also have industrial minerals and specialty metals. So, and then we also have a business of royalties. So we're at the point now where we have 147 projects, including 100 royalties. We have royalty revenue, we have option revenue, we have currently over $20 million in cash and shares in the bank, no debt. We own real estate, so we're a different kind of company.
Okay, so that is a lot of information. So let's talk about it step by step. So you have a giant portfolio of assets. So that means when somebody wants to run a public company in the resources sector and wants to focus and specialize on a special commodity, rare earth, defense metals or whatever, those companies, they come to you and you can set them up a portfolio, and then they can raise the money, and then they bring it into an exploration development stage, and then this is how it works, correct?
Correct, yeah, and it's sometimes they come to us, they're looking for a principal property on which to raise money, or like yesterday a company approached us, they want to buy 2 of our projects because they have a gold project and they want to bulk up. So they're buying 2 of our projects. We reached an agreement yesterday. They're buying 2 of our projects so that they'll show that they have their main gold project and then they have blue sky of our nearby gold projects. So we do that kind of deal often.
Okay, because you are so complex, because you obviously cover a lot of different commodities. How many different commodities you cover?
We always laugh and say we have about half the periodic table, plus we have industrial minerals and specialty metals. We have a lot of things that other companies really don't know anything about or don't do, like you have to find the specialty client. For example, talc or magnesite, scandium, dolomite, pyrophyllite. I mean, lots of different things.
So 50, 60 different commodities?
Oh, at least, yes.
Okay, so for the general audience, this sounds pretty much like you are a public company that has like a diversity of ETF.
Yes, that's about it, yeah.
And the advantage is that it's owned by the founder and the CEO. So it's not run by rules that is made for ETFs.
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's an advantage.
Yes. The other advantages, for example, are we're on the senior Toronto Stock Exchange. We're not on Vancouver. We're on 7 exchanges in Germany. We're also in the OTCQX International in the United States, so people can trade our stock from lots of various locations. Also, the fact that we make money sets us apart. Most other companies are constantly going back to the market to raise more money and diluting the shareholders, a big risk factor for the shareholders. In our case, what you said at the beginning, we've been around for about 40 years. We have 55 million shares out. We've never done a rollback. Those are all original shares. And myself and my wife, for example, we own 13% of the company, which we bought in the market. So it's a different kind of company, the way we treat our shareholders. We try not to dilute the shareholders. One of the reasons is because I'm one of the biggest shareholder. I don't want to be diluted. So we focus on making money, increasing the potential, trying to gain revenue from our options, and payments from other companies, put the risk on the shoulders of other companies at the same time while generating revenue. and eventually getting into production. Like now we have a small gold mine in production. It's an open pit run by IM Gold. So we're starting to receive quarterly payments from that. We also have an aggregate property, which is stone for making cement or for road fill or for the bases of buildings. We have a deal with the company. They're in production. They've already blasted and crushed over 500,000 tons, and we've gotten our first payment in advance of $300,000 on that one. So we do anything, like we said, we do anything that could possibly generate revenue for the benefit of our shareholders, so that we don't dilute our shareholders.
So what region are you focused on?
We work only in democracies, and we only work in areas of rule of law. So that cuts out a lot of the world. We work in generally Eastern Canada, the United States, particularly Arizona, Nevada, Washington State, and we also have a large silver project, now it's a royalty, in Saxony, Germany, and we're working on another 2 gold projects. We're working on acquisitions in another European country. I can't say at the moment.
Okay, so what we are currently facing in the geopolitical environment is that companies are forced to look after their supply chain, and so what we have seen in the past, that there was an increasing supply from Russia and China, and these 2 countries are currently in discussion, I would say. And so do you see more demand from countries from Europe and North America, that they are interested in talking to you and sourcing the resources from areas that you are active in?
Absolutely. The reality is that other countries, democracies, rule of law countries, whether it's Germany, England, France, United States, Canada, have come to the realization that they can't trust, basically dictators, whether it's Russia, China, or any one of the other, for example, some of the Asian countries or African countries. You have to be self-reliant. So there's a market, a growing market, by these governments realizing that for the benefit of their citizens, that they have to be self-sufficient. So we've been acquiring things that help in that self-sufficiency. For example, high-quality talc that is used in the plastics industry. 100% of it comes from China at the moment. Some of it, a little bit from Afghanistan, another great democracy. We have a deposit that we've worked up. We've done all the drilling, the metallurgy, and so on. It's a world-class 200 to 300 year open pitable deposit near Timmins, Ontario, where we can supply the plastics industry. So we're looking for a partner to take that project forward. And that particular project's kind of interesting, is that not only is it talc, high quality, high purity, high brightness talc, but also there's magnesite, which you can make magnesium metal, or you can make magnesium oxide for refractory brick or wallboard. So with that particular thing, 85% of the rock is ore. Spectacular project. So 2 things that are in demand, that are being supplied in large part, particularly the talc, by dictators. So you can't trust them. We have to build our own supply. We have to be, and they say in French, maître chez nous, master in our own household.
That I totally agree. But that also comes to the question, for instance, currently the Bitcoin is going through the roof. Yeah. So
Yep.
we are far above $60,000, and there's a company, MicroStrategy. They own 190,000 Bitcoins, and so their share price correlates, apart from the operational business, with the Bitcoin. So in the normal world, your company also should correlate with the price of commodities. When gold goes up, you should go up. Of course, you have a variety of different resources, but in general, when we expect in the Western world that we are focusing more on Western world commodities and commodity projects and companies, you're unique. There's no second Globex Mining Enterprises, at least that I am aware of, with more than 200 projects. So do you see that there's a chance that your shareholders will benefit from all these different commodities, that there's demand coming in now?
Obviously, I see that, or I wouldn't be the largest shareholder. Yeah, I mean, the problem we have is the diversity and the number of shares that we have. Number of projects we have. It's difficult for people to focus on the Globex model. There are few, if any, junior mining companies that actually make money before they actually go into production. We're not in production, but we're making money. We actually have a resource of funds over, like I said, over $20 million. But this diversity of the number and all the different kinds of things that we have, most investors don't know what they are, don't know what their uses are, and don't know what the potential revenue stream can be from these things. So people look at our company and they go like, oh my God, I can't spend the time to try to understand it. If you talk to them about scandium, they don't know that it's used in aluminum so that you don't have to rivet aluminum so that you can weld aluminum. And the benefits are that if you're making an air shell of an airplane, that it's going to be lighter, requires less effort to make welds than it is to rivet, and it's stronger. So, I mean, all this kind of detail, it's lost on investors. And even on some of the analysts, you've got gold analysts, you've got base metal analysts, you talk to them about talc, I mean, they have no idea. Talk to them about antimony, talk about any one of the things which is not your standard thing. So it's 10 times harder or 100 times harder for an investor to understand what we have and then how we are in our model, to focus on our model and understand how it actually generates and is to their benefit.
Yeah, but when knowledge is the key, you just demonstrated you pretty much know what you're talking about. And so for that reason, for those investors who are looking for an investment opportunity in the resources space and resources sector, who want a CEO that has skin in the game and has spent a lot of time of the life in this company, I think Globex Mining is a really good investment opportunity. And so, Jack, thank you very much for the interview. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Best of luck for the future. Thank you.
Thank you.